Good afternoon, and welcome to the Garden Grove Chamber's annual State of the City event. I am so glad to welcome you all here this afternoon. We are doing this virtually this year because of the restrictions due to the pandemic. As we see our state open up more, we look forward to having our events live again, but isn't technology great? I am sure a lot of you are familiar now with Zoom and other platforms like this Remo program that have enabled us to meet virtually. Next year, we will be back in January to have this important event live again, and I cannot wait to see you all there. This last year has been difficult on everyone, and I am looking forward to being able to have some kind of normality back in our lives. The Chamber continues working hard for our business community and still has offered our monthly meetings and events virtually throughout this last year. One of the most important monthly meetings that we have is our Government Affairs Committee. This legislative advocacy is there to enhance the success of our business community. Our monthly chamber mixers offer more opportunities to network and meet other business members. The Important Business and Education Committee brings interesting and important topics to help businesses and community members. There are opportunities to showcase member services in our biannual Chamber Communicator magazine that is offered in hard copy as well as digitally. Check out our awesome website and get on our email list so you can keep informed. Our focus is on your city, your chamber, your business. I want to personally thank all of our corporate sponsors who are here today. They are the Platinum sponsor, Garden Grove Tourism Promotion Corporation, our Gold sponsor, Garden Grove Hospital Medical Center, our Silver sponsors, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Orange Coast College, Republic Services, and Southern California Edison Company. And also to all of our event table sponsors here today. These sponsorship funds help to put this program together. All these sponsors will be shown at the end of this program. I want to thank from the City of Garden Grove, Anna Polito and her team at GGTV3 and the Community Relations Division, and of course our Chamber Board member, Andrew Perry, who put this video together. Also, a very special thank you to my assistant, Sunny Ruvacaba Medell, who works tirelessly alongside of me to get this program and others together. Our city council members are a great team that work well together to keep Garden Grove a great city to work and live in. They are Mayor Steve Jones, Mayor Pro Tem Kim B. Wynn, District 6, George S. Brightigam III, District 1, John R. O'Neill, District 2, Deidre Tuha Wynn, District 3, Patrick Fatbowie, District 4, and Stephanie Kloffenstein, District 5. Also, I need to thank our Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors who work tirelessly volunteering their time to make our chamber the best in Orange County. They are Susie Clisson, the Chair, John Glant, our Vice Chair, Dr. Paul DeDeos, immediate past Chair, James DeMaio, our Chief Financial Officer, Errol Giuliano, past Chair, Sandy Thomas, Executive Secretary, Gwen Earl, Ambassador Committee Chair, Dr. True McMahon, our Business and Education Committee Chair, J.J. Arugi, Community Affairs Committee Chair, Dr. Les Malo, Government Affairs Committee Chair, Stephanie Wynn Yu, Membership Committee Chair, Kit Gutierrez, Social Media Marketing Chair, and Pam McNeil, our Women's Division Committee Chair. And all of our Board of Directors, Clay Bach, Efren Davalis Jr., Siley Federico, Joe Hu, Tim Ibrahim, Mike Johnson, Norman Kerchuk, Rick Lerma, Russell J. LeBeau, Bob Marsh, Elaine Myers, and Andrew Perry. Thank you all. It is an honor to work with you. Now, I would like to call upon one of our chamber members, Paul Pang, of Century Institute. Paul was an Army sergeant and served in Iraq. we honor and thank our servicemen and women who protect our great country. Paul will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please stand to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're a veteran or current military, you can feel free to salute during this. And if you're a civilian, please put your hand over your heart. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Now we have the Garden Grove High School Choir singing the national anthem. Thank you. And weren't they great? Garden Grove Unified School District was named among best in the U.S. for music and education for 3 years in a row. Now I'd like to introduce our Chamber Board of Directors Chair, Susie Clisson, to introduce Mayor Steve Jones.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker and guest of honor today. Mayor Steve Jones was born and raised in Garden Grove and is a product of our local Garden Grove Unified School District public school system, graduating from Rancho Alamitos High School. He and his wife Manny are proudly raising their 2 sons, Jaden and Ashton, right here in the same community where he has lived since birth. Mayor Jones continued his studies abroad by attending King's College, Cambridge University in England. Returning to the States, he received both his bachelor and MBA degrees from University of Southern California, with a dual emphasis in finance and real estate, graduating with high honors. Mayor Jones served for 8 years on the Garden Grove Planning Commission, with several terms as chair, and was appointed to the City Council in 2007, elected to the City Council in 2008, and elected mayor in 2016, 2018, and 2020. He is a past president and current board member of the Garden Grove Community Foundation, and is also a board member for the Orange County Transportation Authority and the Orange County Sanitation District. He has been an active member of the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce since 1999. In his professional life, he is the founder and president of Olympia Capital Corporation, a privately held asset management company founded in 2001. His community goal is to remain open and accessible to the public and play a unifying role among fellow council members and other community leaders in order to facilitate consensus on what actions should be implemented to keep Garden Grove a great place to live, work, and play. As mayor, he has championed the Reimagine Garden Grove rebranding campaign, which has yielded several hugely successful open streets events, public art installations, a major music festival, and significant development projects in the downtown area. Mayor Jones sees Garden Grove as a microcosm of the global economy. setting an example for how all cities should celebrate the richness of cultural diversity and find strength in community peace and harmony. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Even though we're not together in person, it's my pleasure to virtually deliver the 2021 State of the City Address to you today. My hope is that we can once again come together in person to discuss the state of our city in 2022. As always, I'd like to thank the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce for organizing this event and inviting me to speak to you today. I'm here in Garden Grove's legendary Gem Theater, situated along our city's historic downtown Main Street. It opened in the 1920s as a vaudeville house, became a single-screen movie theater in the 1930s, and over 40 years later was remodeled to become a live theater venue. Over the course of its 100-year history, it survived major disasters, including devastating earthquakes and a fire. Today, under the management of One More Productions, it continues to entertain generations of audiences with first-class live theater productions. In 2020, COVID-19 set the stage for what would be a year none of us will ever forget. And in fact, we shouldn't. The coronavirus spawned an unprecedented global health crisis that impacted our community's physical, economic, social well-being. It closed businesses, took away jobs and homes, prohibited human interaction, and kept us in lockdown and in fear of the unknown. Now, halfway into year 2 of the virus, we've come to better understand the nature of the beast and made significant progress towards taming it. Our state's economy is now officially reopened. Most health mandates have been lifted, and nearly half of California has been fully vaccinated. The reopening of the Disneyland Parks and Resort, as well as our own Great Wolf Lodge, Southern California, marked the revival of our local financial recovery. Nevertheless, rebuilding and recovering from the viral storm's destructive aftermath will take monumental efforts. The most difficult part of our recovery is accepting the tragic loss of human life. The grief over losing family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, acquaintances, and other treasured members of our community to COVID will be a permanent, painful scar. Among our community's never-to-be-forgotten souls is Garden Grove Police Lieutenant John Reynolds. Besides being a very dear and trusted friend to me, Lieutenant Reynolds was a hero among heroes. He served our community with care, compassion, commitment, both as an officer and as a volunteer. He was a 25-year member of the Garden Grove Police Department, highly recognized for his professional excellence and dedicated to mentoring youth as an officer and through the Boys and Girls Clubs of Garden Grove. It's important that we keep the memory of our beloved Garden Grove souls deep in our hearts and honor them for their strength and courage to fight this ruthless enemy. I'd like to thank and acknowledge the work and collaboration of my City Council colleagues who kept the city and their respective districts a top priority during one of the most difficult periods on record. Mayor Pro Tem Kim Nguyen from District 6, Councilmember George Brightingham III from District 1, Councilmember John O'Neill from District 2, Councilmember Deidre Tuhawin from District 3, Councilmember Patrick Fatboui from District 4, and Councilmember Stephanie Klopfenstein from District 5. Through the good times and the hard times, it's been my privilege to serve with you all. My thanks as well to our city management team for skillfully leading our city operations and resources from the beginning of this health crisis and now through recovery, beginning with City Manager Scott Stiles, Assistant City Manager Maria Stipe, Assistant City Manager and Community and Economic Development Director Lisa Kim, Police Chief Tom DeRay, Orange County Fire Authority Division Chief Ron Roberts, Community Services Director John Montanchez, Finance Director Patricia Song, Human Resources Director Laura Stover, Information Technology Director Anand Rao, and Public Works Director Bill Murray. Also, EOC Coordinator Linda Morin, and City PIO Anna Polito. At the onset of the pandemic, protecting the health, safety, and welfare of the community, maintaining needed programs and services, containing costs, enhancing communication, and assisting local business owners were at the forefront of the city's efforts, all of which continue today. Following the city's declaration of a local emergency, our city's Emergency Operating Center, or EOC, was activated under the direction of the Chief of Police. City Hall went virtual with enhanced online services, and a new coronavirus webpage was created to provide regular news updates and resources for the community. An increase in police service calls, particularly in the resort area, required heightened enforcement by the Garden Grove Police Department. Thanks to Measure O, additional officers were able to respond to a rise in critical public safety needs. Public Works continued to provide regular maintenance of the city's infrastructure systems, including parks, facilities, equipment, and overseeing our animal care services. To lessen the community's financial worries, the department conducted regular street sweeping services without citing residents for parking violations. With the cancellation of recreational events and classes and closure of meeting facilities, the Community Services Department focused on providing free daily meals through their resource centers and senior center. The department also created virtual recreation center webpage to keep families engaged with fun online activities. To assist local business owners with maintaining their operations and workforce, the Community and Economic Development Department created several new business resource programs, including a comprehensive business resource and resiliency plan, the Jobs First program offering loans of up to $50,000, and job retention grants of up to $25,000. Micro-business relief program that provided economic support to 125 local businesses with grants of up to $5,000. Accessible Businesses program offering free 60-day temporary outdoor business permits. And Jobs First to Go program, providing up to $1,500 for goods necessary to accommodate delivery and carry-out services. Information on these and other business assistance programs is available at ggcity.org/businesses. And as the County of Orange initiated vaccination efforts, the Orange County Fire Authority was called upon to help administer vaccines to the first eligible groups at point of distribution centers. My thanks to all of our city staff for their unwavering commitment to public service and going above and beyond to protect the well-being of the Garden Grove community during this crisis. According to a June 2021 economic forecast by UCLA Anderson School of Management, California's economic recovery is poised for a euphoric rebound, expected to outpace that of the nation. The report says that the state's strong technology and white-collar business sectors, coupled with a rapid boost in home building, will buoy our economy. However, the leisure and hospitality sector is anticipated to recover at a slower pace due to the massive declines it experienced during the pandemic. After experiencing annual increases in transient occupancy tax since 2011, as of now, the city has lost approximately $28 million in TOT as a result of leisure and hospitality activities dropping by 70% due to the pandemic. While this may paint a bleak economic picture, it's one shared with all cities that rely on tourism as a major means of revenue to provide necessary programs and services for their community. Like many other cities, Garden Grove is looking to the Federal American Rescue Plan Act, also known as the COVID-19 stimulus package, as a critical source of revenue needed to financially recover from the pandemic. Garden Grove's $48 million ARPA allocation will help restore important city services and address critical infrastructure needs. While the tourism sector was near a standstill, Garden Grove continued to move forward with new and continuing economic development projects. One project that we're revealing here today is worth sinking your teeth into. Have a look. Hi, I'm Garden Grove Mayor Steve Jones, fellow foodie and eater extraordinaire. I'm really excited to share our treasure chest of international and traditional food choices that entice people from all over to come experience our tastes, our smells, our sounds, and our sights in Garden Grove. From the cultural richness of Little Saigon and OC Koreatown to the comfort of local favorites in the downtown area, Garden Grove is a melting pot of amazing food choices. Because we're a city focused on reimagining ourselves through unique projects and endeavors, we've brought together the importance of supporting our diverse restaurant community with showcasing choice places to eat in Garden Grove. It's a virtual food tour that brings the brilliance of each restaurant to life, leaving your mouth watering. However, it didn't happen overnight. It began during a difficult time when restaurants were taking one of the hardest financial hits during the pandemic. As we all worked diligently towards safely and strategically reopening the economy, we knew the desire to eat out and try new things would be at the forefront of the new normal. It's the reason why the Garden Grove City Council put so much emphasis into helping local establishments keep their doors open by providing the tools and resources to help them not only survive, but thrive during this unprecedented time. These efforts resulted in the protection of local jobs, which meant saving the integrity of our unique food culture. I invite you to explore the foods of Garden Grove via our interactive foodie map at ggcity.org to find out what you've been craving. I promise you're going to find it right here in Garden Grove. Foods of Garden Grove reflects the city's commitment to supporting our small local businesses while highlighting the best of what Garden Grove has to offer. Bon appetit! Earlier this year, the city broke ground for Pavilion Plaza West, a new multi-tenant commercial development south of the Promenade Center. Anchoring the center will be the city's first Sprouts Farmers Market. This exciting new development is slated for a grand opening at the end of this year. Another project expected to be completed by the end of 2021 is the Garden Brook Senior Village, located in our OC Koreatown. The 394 senior units multi-store mixed-use project on Garden Grove Boulevard is a collaboration between the city, AMG and Associates, Hoag Foundation, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Garden Grove. At the end of 2020, the city and Shea Homes celebrated the completion of Gardenia by Shea Homes, a beautiful 70 single-family home housing development located at the former St. Callistus Church site near the Christ Cathedral. And just in time for summer was the official dedication of the Garden Grove Medal of Honor bike and pedestrian path. The 1-mile trail runs from Nelson Street to Brookhurst Street and was first introduced as a pilot project at the 2014 Reimagine Garden Grove Open Streets event. The global health pandemic forced all of us to adapt and learn to become more resilient. As we look back, the feeling we are left with is gratitude. Gratitude for the health and well-being of our families and loved ones, and gratitude for the heroes in our community who renewed our hope and spirit through their selfless acts of compassion.
They are heroes every day. Garden Grove Police and Orange County Fire Authority firefighters racing to battle the dangers the rest of us run from. A job COVID-19 made even more life-threatening.
They've done so much for us on the front lines, and risking their lives and their bravery and their strength, it was an inspiration for us to give back to them.
But the pandemic has produced everyday heroes, like Drew Dizon, General Manager of Nova Kitchen and Bar.
It was extremely important for us to give back to the community.
Providing meals for our first responders, the people of Nova are among many in our city who have stepped up, helped out, and fought back against the pandemic, making Garden Grove strong by strengthening those on the front lines who appreciate the help.
Thank you. I can tell you that we're working very busy during this pandemic, so it's very nice to have one of our businesses in our community present these lunches to our employees.
How can I help? What can I do? Questions asked over and over as our city came together to make Garden Grove strong, battling an invisible enemy we'd never seen before. People did whatever they could to help meet the needs of everyone, and everyone needs to eat.
May lunch will be something because
Yeah.
we know that's important. This time to the COVID-19 and we need to share.
Nog Soon's restaurant's Project Trion made sure the city's essential workers were taken care of by delivering free meals for police, fire, and public works, and those city workers behind the scenes.
As terrible and as disruptive as this whole virus thing has been, the silver lining is things like this, right? It's all the private acts of generosity.
I think it's the very thing to do with everything that's going on now. Everything helps.
Okay, here's two. And here's two more. You hold them. Have a good day.
Carolina's Italian restaurant was helping everyone by donating 750 free meals, including a bottle of water, to anyone who came by.
There is a lot of people out there that want to help. There's a lot of people that want to do good, and I hope this is just the beginning of many businesses doing stuff like this.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your good works.
That kind of generosity is contagious.
We have a lot of organizations that do a lot for the community, but I think if they see this, they'll be contacting me and say, hey, we'd like to be giving out food or donating.
I'd like to present these face shields to Mayor Jones.
The volunteers of the Garden Grove Rotary Club were among those leading the way, making and donating 500 face shields for Garden Grove Police and Public Works.
When this project came up, everybody jumped on it. Being a Rotarian, this is kind of in our nature to find areas of need in the community.
If there's any shining light of hope in this time frame and all these challenges we're going through, it's seeing local organizations like Rotary stepping up.
School was shut down and sports canceled, but the young people of Orangewood Academy forgot their troubles and focused instead on helping others.
When you start thinking, oh man, we can't have games, this and that, then you sit back and you realize that we probably have it better than 90-95% of the world. And at that point, I think it's about giving back to those.
Partnering with Ironman Basketball, Reloved Church, and OC Grace Church, Orangewood worked with Garden Grove's Buena Clinton Youth and Family Center to provide diapers, toiletries, and food for families in need.
Hey guys, happy Easter! Ready?
We all needed a smile during these tough times. Garden Grove Community Services provided an Easter basket full in a contact-free excavation celebration.
It was great. This is such a neat experience, and getting to go on an Easter egg hunt without leaving the car.
This is great.
I think given the times and all of the challenges that families have faced this past year, this is just an awesome opportunity to be able to do something for them on this Easter holiday.
It was one of a number of fun events the city hosted to provide a bit of a break in these difficult days. Christ Cathedral opened up to provide vaccinations. The Nailing It event at Advanced Beauty College brought local nail salons together to offer free personal protection equipment. And we can't talk about heroes without bringing up the doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers who did everything they could to care for us. They were among the many individuals, organizations, companies, and others who made such a difference to the people of our city during the pandemic. Everyday heroes, stepping up, helping out, fighting back to make Garden Grove strong. You did, and we are, and we will continue to be Garden Grove strong.
A special thanks to all of our community frontline health workers for their dedication to helping others, from our own Garden Grove Hospital to health clinics and facilities around the city. To see more stories about our local heroes, visit the Garden Grove Strong webpage at ggcity.org/ggstrong. You'll also find information on how you can nominate a local hero. On behalf of the City of Garden Grove and the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce, I wish you all the very best. Until next year, stay strong, Garden Grove.